I seen this girl and she was like, you need to call me about your son.
And everywhere, he pulling on my hair, around my shit from the back. I just admire while I spit singing. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my story times. If you are a returning visitor, hi, thank you for supporting me. If you are a new person, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because these stories will get juicier as I go on. If you have not seen my last Nique video, you might as well stop watching this right now and go back to that video and watch that video first, then come back to this video so you can be up to date. Okay, so Tori, last thing I talked about in the last video was I went over his house and I had seen the pink lotion bottle. So after that, we had started hanging out more and more. We started hanging out consistently. So we was getting to know each other and we just liked each other's company. He was a good guy, whatever. So one day he just brought up to me like, you know, I think I want to go to Washington and go to school for railroad, like learn about the railroads and all the stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, boy, you let me warm up to you and stuff, and now you trying to leave. But I'm really supportive, so I'm like, I think you should do that. You know, you should go ahead and do that. And he was like, well, if I do go, I'm going to be leaving next week and this, and that. And I'm just like, okay. And he like, so what's going to happen, like, between us or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know, like, what you want to happen? Because me, I don't do long distance relationships, but I was going to attempt because I did like this person. This is the first dude I've been with in years. So I'm like, we wasn't together. We wasn't officially. But I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was up for it. I was up to be in that long distance relationship for that little couple, you know, them couple months or whatever. So I'm like, I mean, we can try it out because we can try it out. I never did it, so we can try it out. So he like, all right, it wasn't set in stone or whatever. So that conversation did come up. So we went on about our days or whatever, hanging out. I believe, I don't think we ever went out, but we was hanging out a lot. So the day come, he finally brought up like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm leaving next week or whatever. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, dog, it's not gonna work. I already knew, like, I mean, I know you're not supposed to speak bad, put that bad energy out into the world. But I just knew that shit wasn't, and I just knew it wasn't gonna work because it don't seem like it should work like that. I don't know. But so yeah, that happened. So he had left or whatever. And by us hanging out so much, I missed him. I started missing him and stuff. And I would just go on his Instagram and I'd just be looking at like his posts or whatever, see if he posts anything. So one day I think I went to bed early. Like we was talking that day before and we used to fall asleep on the phone. So I think that's what happened. But I had ended up hanging up when I woke up. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just scrolling, and I see a post he had made. So I clicked on the post because sometimes when I'm talking to somebody, I go into their post and I just like read their comments. Like, I don't know why I do that. And I still do that, but I just don't know why. I read their comments. So I went on their post because, you know, back then during Instagram, you didn't have DM.
There actually wisdom's me bad.
So you just had like, you post a post and somebody can comment under that post. So everything was public. So I goes to the last post he made and I seen like it was comments and stuff like that. So hold on, y'all. I seen there was comments and stuff like that. So I had clicked on the comments and I seen, hold on, before I even get into that, I don't want to get into that right now. I want to go back because remember I told y'all we had days where we sat and talked about boundaries, like things that we wanted and didn't want out of a relationship. I let him know that like me talking to a guy with kids was out of the question because I didn't even have no kids, and then I didn't want to deal with baby mama drama. I didn't want to deal with you dibbling and dabbing back and forth. You know, I didn't want to deal with none of that. So I'm like, no, dudes with kids is like a no for me. Like it was a no for me. So fast forward back to that day. I'm looking through the comments and I see this girl. We gonna call her, we just gonna call her baby mama. I seen this girl and she was like, you need to call me about your yo, what?
And
Yo, what?
Now you fucked
Yo,
up.
what?
Now you
Because
fucked up.
last I heard, when I asked, did you have kids? You told me you didn't have no kids. And I understand it's different circumstances, but what? So I'm like, I'm sitting on I'm telling you, I'm laying on the couch, y'all. And I seen that, I literally sat up. You know how, imagine somebody just laying down, chilling, whatever, and they see some surprising ass shit. I sat up and I'm like, what? Like, my mouth was open, like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? That's how I was, like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna create no fake page to add you. So when I seen her write that, I went on her page and I added her. So once I added her, she added me back real quick, y'all. And she had tagged me in a picture of the baby. And I'm sitting there like, this baby was like 4 months by now. Like, it was 4 months by now. So I'm sitting there looking like, my mouth open like.
Hold on. Who the fuck this is?
What?
Who am I? I'm Jayla. Who are you?
Jayla.
V, I did not see her on the sheet. If 2 + 2 is 4, right? And 5 + 5 is 10. Okay. What the fuck is this? I didn't see her.
Like, bro, like, dog, are you serious? I was so hot. You know how you get so mad? I was so hot, y'all. Hot as hell. I was so fucking hot. And I'm like, what the fuck? So after she tagged me in and stuff, I inboxed her. I'm like, how old is your baby? And I think she said he's like 4 months. And then I'm like, are y'all together? Like, have y'all like what?
Dreams that you
I was asking questions like, are y'all together? Or like, I'm like, I didn't even know what was going on. So I'm like, cause he told me he didn't have no kids. I'm confused. Like, I'm really confused. So after that, I had started calling her. I was blowing his phone down, y'all. But you know, in Washington, I think daytime is back a couple hours. I didn't give a fuck. I was blowing that phone down. I was texting so fucking fast. Texting. Calling. Bro, I was so fucking mad. I was so mad. And at this point, I should have just cut him off. I should have stopped talking to him or whatever. But it's like, bro, once you get your feelings involved with somebody, it's hard to just cut them off because now you like this person. Now y'all got an attachment. Now it's like, bro, I done put so much energy into this. And then you gonna turn around and have a son? When I asked you from the beginning, before we even got into this, did you have any kids? And you told me no. Y'all, I was so fucking devastated. I was so mad. And I'm like, I always wanted my first kid to be somebody else's first kid. And because I didn't want the drama, I didn't want to mix. I didn't want to, like, I was young, so I didn't understand, like, okay, you could be with somebody that have a kid, but at the same time, it's like a lot of shit comes with that. A lot of stuff comes there. And I understand why people without kids don't want to be with people with kids, because it's so much, like, because now that I'm a mother, I understand, like, it's so much that comes with dealing with somebody that has kids. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. It's a lot of good people out here that do have kids. And, I mean, you got to understand, like, you can't just push that on somebody. It'd be a lot of bullshit behind it. That's all I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm trying to make. But, so, after I'm calling him, and I'm telling him, like, I'm calling. He didn't answer. I swear I could probably call, like, 100 times that day. I used to blow phones up, okay? I called probably like 100 times that day. I was blowing his phone up. At this time, it had to be at least 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, which is probably back for them. I don't know how many hours Washington is back, but it was back for them. So I'm like, oh, he don't want to answer? I was getting so mad. I'm like, oh, he don't want to answer? Okay. I'll call my mama like, girl, why I just found out that he got a kid or whatever. And she's
like, what?
Like, what? I'm like, I'm on my way over there. I threw my damn clothes on. Mama said around the corner. I threw my clothes on, took my ass to mama's house. I was mad. Mama tells me, I was like, yeah. I'm like, so he posted this, and then this girl posted this, and then I added her, and she sent me this, and I was just telling her everything. And she's like, you know what, Nique? She was like, it's a lot.
You know, you can't judge somebody by they covers or whatever. And she's like, just because he got a kid, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just single him out or like get the fuck on. You can't do that because you don't know the situation.
Which I did not know the situation, but it's like, bro, if you had a possible child, or if you have a possible child, or you think a female is pregnant and whatever, bro, don't go around saying you ain't got no kids. Like, tell what the situation is. Like, it's already bad enough that you starting a relationship off with a lie. But to say like, oh no, I ain't got no kids, that's like saying okay, you disowning this child until you find out. Like, no, like, you can't do that. Like if I was a dude and I was in a situation to where a female was telling me like, I'm pregnant and you could be the daddy, whatever, I'm gonna tell motherfuckers, I'm gonna tell the situation, because it's better than to lie. Because once you lie and then that child is yours, the other person that you're dealing with is looking at you as a liar, and they're gonna always look at you as a liar because you lied. So, but my thing is, I had the option. Once I didn't have an option, number one. Okay, I did have an option, I didn't have an option. My option that I didn't have was you telling me the situation and in the beginning, so I could decide I wanted to walk away or deal with you until you figured that out. I did have an option because once I found out, me and you had no ties, so I could have went on ahead by my way. But at the same time, my feelings was involved, so I can't really say I did have an option because my feelings was involved. And when I get my feelings involved, that's it. Like, I be down, you know what I'm saying? I be loyal. So after I figured that out, found that out or whatever, I'm texting him. I swear this boy probably had about like 30 text messages from me, because I was just fucking typing every second, every minute I thought about it, typing. And me and the girl at this point, we already having conversations. We exchanged numbers and everything. I'm like, yeah, I've been dealing with him since this and that. And girl telling me like, she like, oh, really? Because I was just at his house this and that day. And I'm like, do y'all stay together? Because I was over there too, and I had seen this pink lotion bottle, but I didn't know like if he had a female or whatever. And she was like, I think she told me they stayed together. So so after that, whatever, I didn't hear from him that whole day, y'all. He knew his ass was on fire because his baby mama had to be lighting his ass up. Then I'm calling, blowing his shit down like, oh, you really on this type of shit? You really on this? Like, I was mad as hell. I said, how the fuck you lie about a child? I was just going. And during this time, I was like, what? I think I just turned 20. My mouth was reckless. I was just going. I didn't give a fuck. I had no fucking filter. I was just going. I was on fucking go. Because, boy, I'm 20 years old. Like, I'm still young. I ain't got to deal with the kid shit. You got to deal with that. That's your problem. I can go over here and do what I do. But it's like, bro, like, I cut off a lot of people. And to find out that you had a kid when I told you from jump that I didn't want to date a guy with kids, I didn't have kids. So I didn't feel like I had to deal with that, because, you know, I didn't want that responsibility of somebody else's child. And that's why I'm saying, like, I understand when people don't want to date you because you got kids. That's understandable. And when somebody say that, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's cool, because I know I went through similar shit, and I experienced what baby mama, baby daddy shit is when I didn't have kids. So I understood it. I understand it now. But it is some people out there. It is some good people out there that do have kids. You know, some people should have the opportunity, but at the same time, it's a what they call it? It's a no-go. It's a word I'm looking for, but I can't fucking think of it right now. Y'all, the word I was looking for was deal breaker. It's a no-go for some people, and that's okay. It's okay. It's other people out here, y'all. So at the end of the day, I think it was the next day, he called me. I'm like, after that day, he didn't call me back or he didn't text me. I'm like, all right, That was it. The next day, I didn't call, I didn't text him, nothing. He called and text, he called me and tried to explain himself, and I'm like, dude, like, because, like, that's dirty as hell. Like, he didn't know for sure, so he didn't want to tell me, and then I be thinking, I cancel him out because I think he got a kid, but if it don't end up being his, then he missing out on being with me. Okay, y'all, so I was looking at the video, and I also wanted to add that this baby, so remember I told y'all that he was saying like he didn't know for sure if the kid was his. So this baby was born in May, and my birthday, the baby birthday, I don't know, the baby was born in May, and my birthday is in May too, so we was hanging out during that time. So it's like the baby was born in May, and we made it official in September. You have from May to September to tell me, and then when we made it official, you could have shut me down. Like, okay, she did tell me this, she told me that, and I don't want to bring this because I got a kid, and I know she don't want to be with somebody with a kid. You could have been like, you should have let me go when you went off to Washington, because you knew by then that baby was yours. You know what I'm saying? But people don't think like me, people not like me, but it's really considerate to tell somebody the truth. Even if you don't know at first and you found out, it's considerate to tell them the truth. Be honest, bro. Just be honest. And I'm like, bro, that's not even the case. Like, if you was to be real and say, I possibly got a kid on the way, and tell me the situation, low key, I probably still would have stopped fucking with you because 9 times out of 10 that kid probably was yours. But yeah, y'all, that is I found out my sneaky link. Well, my sneaky link turned into my boyfriend, and a week later I found out he had a kid once he went to Washington. It is more to this story, but I'm gonna go ahead and drag it out. In the next video, I'm gonna tell y'all about all the little events, extracurriculars that happened up in Washington. I'm gonna tell y'all about that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are new, please stay. Hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer, go ahead down in the comment section and let me know that you made it to this point. Comment Instagram at the bottom in the comments so I know that you made it to the end. Peace, and see y'all in my next video.
And everywhere. He pulling on my hair, write my shit from the back. I just admire while I stay singing. Yeah.